A few species of interest in the native grains industry, such as kangaroo grass, tall oat grass, and some of the spear grasses, are incredibly difficult to process. Sometimes there's 4 or 5 steps to remove all the trash from the edible parts. We know that some of the traditional techniques of Indigenous people, such as flash flaming, water threshing, and water separation, were used to help process these seeds, and that these species were eaten in abundance in certain situations.
Process of threshing the tall oat. The tall oat is a harder seed to thresh. It's got many different layers, a little horn. It's a very complicated seed, one of our harder seeds to thresh. A rubbing process is the best way to do this, and virtually all we're doing is rubbing the grass, and then as you can see, our seed is underneath here.
Market dynamics must be carefully evaluated before making a decision to start an enterprise based on these difficult to process grains. Because even though we know it can be done, and historically it was done, the more labour and steps required, the less likely it is that the grain can be sold at a price people can afford. We must keep in mind that some of these species are processed for cultural rather than economic purposes, particularly when community groups are working to revitalise ancient practices for the next generation. For this reason, the knowledge of how to process these difficult species should be kept alive and further investigated.